Now we've got our 4 center strings in place with the original first gut strings in place as well. So all that we have left now are to connect the outside pocket strings to the sidewall. Basically what we're going to do is we're going to start off, we're going to again make a knot with another string, and we're going to weave that through that same third small hole that we weaved the other gut string through. And this time we're going to go through the front and we're going to weave it through the middle of the other gut string. That will lock it into place, and now pull it down the back. So it's exactly opposite of what you did with the other gut string. Now you can pick which sidewall you use, and you want to just create a good angle for yourself, and you're going to have to weave back through the other gut strings, so you can choose where you put these loops, but again you're going to go through the sidewall string and weave it through the front, and then you're going to utilize this same technique, weave it through the middle of the other gut string, and now up through. Choose where you want that sidewall string, create the angle that you want, and because those sidewall strings are nice and tight, it'll stay in place for you. Place it where you want that sidewall string to go and weave it back through. You're going to continue this same process all the way down to the bottom of the head. Again, if you're worried about your pocket being even, you can simultaneously string both strings. Maybe do 3 or 4 weaves on the right side and then start up with the left side. Create that stringing, do 3 or 4 weaves until you've finished the whole string. But you can see here we're going all the way to the bottom on the right side of the head. Because, again, I mentioned this in the beginning, but because we have a sidewall string, you can always adjust the tension after you've strung the head or the gut of the head. If you think it's too tight on the sides, you can loosen up those sidewall strings to give yourself a little bit less tension on the pocket. Again, we're wrapping it through the front and then loop it around. Once you get used to this process, it becomes pretty easy to lock these strings into place. Probably the most challenging gut string is those first 2, making sure you get the right spacing that you want. And then the second 2 gut strings are a lot easier and go a lot quicker. If you have trouble weaving through the sidewall strings, they're too tight, you can use some pliers to just loosen them up. But you can see here, we kept ours pretty tight and we're not having any trouble at all. Now you can see that we've fast forwarded a little bit and we have the other gut strings all secured to the sidewall strings, and now we're going to show you how we actually secure them to the bottom. We're going to weave them from that last loop. I'm going to weave them through the closest small hole I'm sorry, that's a big hole. The outside large hole, and we're going to tie them around. Again, double loop it, bring it through, and then tighten it pretty securely. You want to make sure you weave it through at least twice so that that knot won't go back through that large hole. If for some reason you have a problem, just maybe triple knot it. But that's pretty much how it looks. You can see we've got them all knotted through, the guts in place. And now you can adjust anything that you need to adjust, whether you want to make the sidewall strings looser. And then the last piece of the puzzle is we're going to put in some shooting strings. So once you have the pocket the way you want to, we can start off with those shooting strings.